Hello, this is Ms. DB, and I'm going to go over translations and our first Sketchpad assignment. A translation is just when you move a figure from one spot to another. So if we start over here and we move it up, that's a translation up so many units. If we move it to the right, it's a translation right. If we move it to the left, it's a translation to the left. You can move points, you can move functions like lines, or you can move figures like this rectangle. So we're going to look at a Sketchpad assignment. Let me line it up a little bit better with our video. And we'll just kind of start this assignment. So you open the Sketchpad file that's in your Week 15 folder called Translation of Figures, and then you're going to follow these directions. So the first step is to actually, I'm going to change my triangle so that it has nicer looking points first. I know that's like step 3, but I'm going to do that first. So I just clicked and moved them. The arrow tool up here will let you move points around. Okay, now it says to select them with the selection tool and go to the measure menu at the top. Now, if you go to the measure menu and you can't click on coordinates, it's like grayed out, it means you have some extra thing selected. In this case, it's my words that I have selected. To deselect everything, you can just click in a clear blank spot and then try again. Okay, I'm going to click A, B, and C and make sure nothing else is selected. And now I'm going to go to measure, and now I can select coordinates. So this is my coordinates A, B, and C. A is at -3, -1, B is at -2, -4, and C is at -7, 4. Okay, so I already did step 3 of dragging the points. I could change them again if I wanted, but they're fine. Now it says to select all of the triangle ABC, including the vertices and the middle of the triangle. So I've got A selected. I'm going to select B, C, and the middle. So it's all kind of glowing pink. And I'm going to go to the transform menu at the top. And then I want to select translate. Okay, and now I want to change a couple things according to the directions. I want to choose rectangular. And I want 10 instead of 1 here. And I want 0 for the vertical. I'm just reading what it tells me to do in step 6. And then I click translate. So what happened is my yellow triangle translated over to where this one is now. Okay, so the question 1 is what is the coordinates of the original triangle? They're right here, you just have to put them in there. Question 2 says what are the coordinates of the new triangle? Well, you can do that 2 ways. You can just say, well, let's see, this point here is at 5, 6, 7, -1, or you can measure them again. So to measure again, you select them and you go to measure coordinates. So here they are. 7, -1 is A prime. They put an apostrophe after the vertices after you translate them. So A prime, B prime, C prime. So that's A been translated goes to A prime. And that's your answers for question 2. Question 3 says, how did the coordinates change? So if you look at A and A prime, one part of that coordinate changed, either the x coordinate or the y coordinate, and you have to say by how much. Question 4 says, what do you think would happen if you put 0 in for the horizontal and 10 for the vertical? And you can try that if you want. You can select A, B, and C again in the interior. And you can go to translate, transform, translate, and you could change it to 0 for the horizontal and 10 for the vertical. And then when you hit translate, you'll see what will happen. And then you could measure the coordinates and see. Or you maybe can just guess on your own. Okay, step 7 is to do this again, except we're going to use 0 for horizontal and 4 for vertical. Not 10, 4. And then say, how did it change? And repeat the steps one more time for Q6 and go left 2. So you have to figure out, how am I going to make it move left instead of right? And down 6 instead of going up. And the hint is that you might be using negative numbers in your transform translate box instead of positive numbers. Okay, and then you'll go to page 2. Now if you can't see page 2, it means you didn't maximize your window. You can also go to File. Can I move this box over? You can go to File, Document Options, And then there's page tabs here, and you can click on page 2 here to go to page 2 if you can't find it at the bottom. You should be able to see it at the bottom if you go scroll all the way down and over. And then there's some more questions to do. This time you're going to be taking this yellow triangle was your original, your pre-image, and it's been translated 3 different times. And you're going to answer how was it translated. So again, you might want to start by giving these points nicer coordinates instead of, decimal coordinates, however you want to change it to. And you'll see that the translated ones change too. You could also measure the coordinates of your original, your pre-image, and they ended up over here. And then you could measure the coordinates of like D, E, F to help you determine how the coordinates changed from one spot to the other. And that'll be it. After you do that one, you answer the questions and you'll be all done with the translation of figures assignment. Thank you very much. If you have any questions,